What's up, everybody? We're back. Wande Mayo, John May, and the Chris Hall here for another Week 2 NFL bets picks. And we're here ready to discuss that crazy Week 1 matchups and discuss our picks and what we think everyone should be betting on this week. How's it going? How's your week going, Mr. May?
Good, good. All right, let's get into it. We'll recap week 1 as we go through week 2. All right, I'll let you
All
go
right,
first this week since I went first last week. Vikings, Eagles. We got Vikings. Eagles are the 7-point favorite on most of the sportsbook apps. With right now, you can get DraftKings Eagles by 6.5. We got.
I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles money line on that one just because I know people are going to overreact on the Eagles in general, but the way the Eagles are playing and Hurts and just that team, I know the Vikings have a good defense, but I still think the Eagles are going to take it.
At the 6.5, I'd definitely take the Eagles. If it goes up a little more, 8, 7.5, 8, 8.5. I think the Vikings might become a play because I think they're going to figure out a way, grind the tape, figure out a way not to turn the ball over. Maybe the Eagles are up 14 and they get a garbage time touchdown late. But the 6.5, I definitely take the Eagles to cover that. But if this thing moves a little bit, the Vikings might become the value play.
So going is it down, at Minnesota or Philly?
Let's see. It is. Pause a second. Let's see where it is.
It's at Philly. So I'm gonna go with the Eagles. I don't know how much it's gonna change, but
looks like not sure where it is. So, oh, let's see.
From what I see, it looks like it's at Philadelphia.
At Philly, yeah, they're definitely a play. They're a Philly home crowd.
Yeah, that
gives them a little more of an edge, but I think as it moves towards moves a little higher, the Vikings might become the value play because those 3 turnovers that Tampa Bay got, I don't think the Philly's going to be fortunate enough to get those again this week. They'll get those down a little lower, more like a 0-1, possibly 2. But you want to jump on Philly and you like and take the 6.5 right now because I think it might move back up a little bit. All right, moving on to the Chargers Titans. The Chargers right now look like the 3-point favorite across the board.
I'm going to go with the Titans on this one. I think the Titans are going to bounce back. I think Vrabel's gonna put them in line. You know, he's gonna, after that loss that they took against the Saints, I think Mike Vrabel's gonna get them rough and tough, and he's gonna get them ready for the game against the Chargers. I'm digging
so would you just take them to win then? Because at 3 you can get them as high as let's see, FanDuel has them a plus 138 money line right now.
Yeah, I would take Titans just straight to win plus 138.
Not likely to get a 3-point win or 2-point win or 3-point win. For 2-point wins, not very likely. So if you like the Titans to come in under, you might as well take them to win if you are going to take them.
Yeah, I would say that because I think people are going to overreact against their loss against the Saints and how they looked. I think the Titans are be able to bounce back because Vrabel's got that, you know, he's got that grit and that spirit. He's going to fire up the team. What about you?
Yeah. So this one's tough. I think it kind of depends on the health of Austin Eckler. I would kind of wait this one out a little bit. Eckler is much more dynamic, and they lose. Josh Kelly's pretty good, but if Eckler can't go, once you get that news, I think you go Titans right away, money line to win. But I think if Eckler can go, I think the Chargers are going to come out like a touchdown victory kind of thing. I think he makes a 3-4 point difference, and Eckler can go, and because if he can go, he's good enough. Even if he's 75, 80%, you can get a decent amount of him. You can get a nice 1-2 punch with him and Kelly. But I think if it kind of depends on his health there. I'd monitor the health of Eckler throughout the rest of the week.
Is he questionable, like a day-to-day decision?
Yeah, he didn't finish the game. He was out most of the second half. And kind of depends on if he practices Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, whether I think you can count on him or not. All right, moving down to the Packers-Falcons. Right now, you got the Packers on the road is a 1.5 point favorite. Mostly across the board, you got Caesars has it at 2 right now, but mostly 1.5.
This one's tough. I'm gonna stay away from this one. My personally.
It's probably a good call. I think if you were to take something, I think it'd be the Falcons at home. And I'd take them to win at the 1.5 or 2. Maybe we got a little bit of overreaction to the Packers' hot win. And I think the Falcons they're gonna be a pretty good team this year, run the ball pretty well. I think they had a slow start against the Panthers, but finished strong, and I think they get like a 3-4 point win against the Packers this week.
The
Packers aren't.
Their rookie QB should be able to show out and look pretty good this as well. So
yeah, well, he's a second year guy, but his first year starting. Love's first year starting too, so you got kind of 2 new QBs starting, and edge goes to kind of the home team. I think the Falcons. So
yeah, that's what I would think. Especially in Atlanta with that dome and the Packers going down there with the rookie QB, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. All right, now we got another 2 teams that lost, and neither looked particularly good last week, and the Colts and the Texans.
I would call this a trap game, in my opinion, just because of the way they both looked last week, and I think they're both like hard to predict on how they're gonna look, just because of the way they looked last week. And I think the Colts are good, but they were kind of rocky, and just like Houston, still don't know how that team's gonna play out. It's too early, and at a 1 with a line like 1, the Colts are favored on 1. For most, and then they're at 1.5 on Caesars, or no, MGM and DraftKings, and then Texans are plus 1.5 on MGM and DraftKings. So, in my opinion, this is a trap game.
There's another one. I think you got a little bit of a health issue. Anthony Richardson came out and didn't finish the whole game because a lot of the Colts' scheme is predicated on him being able to run the ball. So if he's iffy and wishy-washy, if it's Gardner Minshew, I think the Texans win this game, and you can grab him as the underdog on anywhere and just take him to win. But then I
think
if Richardson can go and he practices Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, then I think they might come out and cover the 1 or 1.5. So you look pretty good. Jags just got the best of them in the fourth quarter. You got to kind of see what Richardson's health looked like and play this one based on that. We might as well just go with either one to win with how low the line's probably going to be.
Yeah.
And then let's see. So Seahawks Lions 5.5. Lions are favored.
I'm taking the Lions. This is at Detroit. I'm taking the Lions. I believe in them. I'm riding the Lions. Let's go. They're coming in hot. They're coming hot after that win against Kansas City.
I think a little overreaction here. I think back to the Lions win, people are thinking the Seahawks aren't going to be as good as they're going to be. I think I'd take the Seahawks here.
You're taking the Seahawks? I'll take the Lions.
Yeah, I think they cover 5.5. I think the Lions probably still win the game, but by 3 or 4. So you get a nice game that stays close, and Seahawks may win it, but I think you can count on it staying close, and Seahawks at least keeping it close. 6 or more is a lot for an NFL game, and the Lions eked out a 1-point win, and I think the Seahawks are going to bounce back a little bit from week 1.
That's true. The Seahawks are good, but either team it'll be definitely a tough battle.
All right, so
next we got the Bears and the
next we
Buccaneers.
got what do you like here?
I want to take. I'm going to take the Bears.
Yeah, I'll do the same. I think I don't think you're gonna get 3 turnovers from the Bears this week, and I think the Bears are gonna play a little better, even though it's on the road. I think the not quite as much excitement and noise in the crowd this year, and I think the Bears are gonna find a way to get to Baker Mayfield, and he's not gonna quite do as well as he did this week. I think the Bears win this one outright.
I do too. Straight money line. I'd take the Bears. They're going to eat up those Bucks.
Yeah, right now it looks like I think it's going to move a little bit. It's because it's already been moving since it came out. But right now you could get it for
looks like plus.
Let's see, you can get plus 130, and then it's plus 130, plus 140 on Caesars. So I bet more of them catch up a little bit and might be able to get close to plus 150 as the week moves on.
Sounds like a good deal. The Bears. And I've been hearing that some people are comparing that they're back to the 1980 Bears, that defense.
All right, next is Raiders are a big underdog at 9.5 right now.
Yeah, we have the Raiders and Bills at 9.5. Oh man, I think the Bills will. I would take the Bills on the spread.
Bills to cover that 9.5.
Yeah,
win by 10 or more. The Bills.
Yeah.
I go the opposite way with the Raiders. I think the Raiders keep it to single digits. Josh Allen's turnovers. Jimmy G does pretty well. Maybe he doesn't quite. He's known as a winner, but maybe he doesn't quite win it. But I think we at least get a single-digit game here.
I think the Bills are going to just come out because they're going to be so angry after losing on that crazy fashion after the Jets. They're going to just want to take it against the Raiders. And I think with Josh Allen, I think it was not saying it was a fluke, but I think he's going to come back and refocus himself and gets more centered, and they're going to be able to pick it back up and hopefully I think they're going to cover the spread and beat them by 9 or more.
Yeah. All right. Next is Oh, this is a tough one. Chiefs, Jaguars. Chiefs is 3-point road favorites. It looks like Chris Jones might be back in after his contract situation seems to be like he's got a 1-year deal. Should be good to go. And Jaguars won last week by 10 in Jacksonville. I'd say kind of stay away from this one. I wouldn't bet against Mahomes, but it's hard to pick the Jaguars to lose week 2 at home after looking pretty good week 1. I wouldn't really go either way on this one.
Yeah, Kansas City. I feel like Kansas City is gonna. I don't know. Jacksonville looks really well, and then Kansas City as well, and plus with Chris Jones coming back, and the way Jacksonville's looking, I agree with you. And 3 isn't amazing to jump on it. I wouldn't either. If I were, I would maybe like the spread on it of maybe them keeping it close to the Jags.
Yeah, if it goes more than 4, you could take the Jags just to keep it a close game and get something interesting.
Yeah,
I think this next game's the same way. Ravens Bengals. Bengals are 3.5 point home opener favorites. 3 on DraftKings right now. We just got the danger of the Bengals coming out with a second dud as a possibility. And then you also got the possibility of everything clicks. Too much of an unpredictable thing here with the Bengals Ravens. I wouldn't touch it because last year it took them a few weeks to get going. Maybe the same thing happens again this year and the Ravens win, or maybe it clicks and they win. I just think it's too unknown what the Bengals are going to do week 2. I wouldn't touch this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If I was, I would put it on maybe the Ravens spread or the Bengals, like maybe the spread to keep it close to the game. But I would agree with you. It's tough because the Bengals sometimes are like the little engine that could to get up and get started in the season. So, and plus the way they looked last week, it's unpredictable. That they just look so deflated. And the Ravens, they won last week, but it's both the rivalry game. It's hard to bet on something like that, especially with how they both looked.
All right. The Giants Cardinals. Giants, even though they looked absolutely terrible, are 6 point favorites and 5.5 in a few places.
I'm going with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I think Cardinals keep this one under 6 are a pretty good bet here because in Arizona and the Giants just look terrible. They got so much on film. The Cardinals just put that Dallas tape on and figure out how to get to Daniel Jones and pressure him. And I think they've got a good thing going here with Dobbs figuring out how to at least keep it close. And the Cardinals as well.
And the Cardinals got a good, Kyler Murray, and just I don't think the way the Giants looked struggling against Dak and everything else, like in that game, I don't see them doing very well against the Cardinals and the mobility of what the Cardinals have as well.
Yeah. All right, now 49ers Rams. 8 with a couple 7.5s out there. So 8 or 8.5, 7.5. Looks like you could get anywhere between 7.5 or 8.5 by the time it kicks off. 49ers Rams.
I'm gonna go Niners.
Yeah. Over that, I'd take the Rams here. I think the Rams keep it close enough, and I think people are overreacting a little bit to the Steelers game, and I think the Rams rivalry game still got Stafford in there, and that I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but that backup running back that came in and spelled Cam Akers a little bit, he did pretty good. I think the Rams at least keep this one close.
I think the Niners would take them. I think Kyle Shanahan's got McVay's number. He's going to come out and make a statement. They're ready, and they're ready with this is their year. They got Mr. Irrelevant. He's coming in.
Yeah.
Even that Steelers win, I think the Niners are gonna, and McCaffrey, and it's in LA, and I think the Rams, I think the Niners too. A lot of the times beat. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but have beaten the Rams there.
All right, here's one interesting to look like we might have some public overreaction already on. Is the Cowboys Jets. Cowboys are 9.5 point favorites against the Jets, who just lost the Hall of Fame Aaron Rodgers for the season, week 1.
this is I kind of, as much as I don't like to, I'm gotta go with the Cowboys on this. I think they're gonna win. Um, I don't. I think the Cowboys will be able to figure out how to take Zach Wilson on. I don't think the Jets are gonna be prepared enough to take on the Cowboys. After I think because they put everything into Aaron Rodgers, and then now they have Zach Wilson, so they're gonna have to scramble and get it together. It's a huge spread and an overreaction, but I think either way, the Cowboys are gonna win it. And the Jets have a good defense that they'll be able to slow them down, but I don't think that they'll be able to. It would be a fluke. It would be wild. They won Monday, but it wasn't. It wasn't any onus of like the entire team. It was good defensive play. But
Yeah, I think at 9.5, if you really like the Cowboys, which I don't necessarily, but if you do really like the Cowboys, go ahead and take them now. So I think more people are going to jump on them the next few days. But I think I'd rather see if I can get the Jets at 10.5 because you can still 10-point games a lot because you could be up 17 and the Jets get a garbage time touchdown and that sort of thing. So I like the Jets as this moves a little bit more. If it gets to 10.5 or 11, which it probably will, when everyone starts to figure out Rodgers is hurt and Zach Wilson's really the guy, people are going to like the Cowboys even more as people start to put their money down at 10.5. I'd definitely take the Jets to cover that. I don't really like the Cowboys enough to take them at the 9.5. So I think the Jets just maybe moves a little more in the double digits of the play here.
yeah, that's what I would say as well. The Cowboys, but if you take the Jets once it goes higher.
All right, the Commanders Broncos. Looks like you got the Broncos at 0-1 against the Commanders at 0-1. Both teams with a loss. Looks like you're getting the Broncos here, kind of just a home field edge at 3.5.
I'm gonna go with the Commanders. I think Commanders
keep it under 3.5.
Yeah, I think that they got that good. They have a good defense, and the Broncos. I think the Broncos are still fresh with everything they have with Peyton and the schemes. I think the Commanders will be able to take it.
Yeah, I think that's a good play. I think the Broncos, if they did win, it'd be about a field goal in a close game. They got to eke out. So safer play would definitely be the Commanders here. All right, and then the Dolphins-Patriots, our Sunday night game. Dolphins coming off that big fourth quarter comeback against the Chargers. And Patriots almost came back against the Eagles, but fell just short. And you got the Dolphins as a 2 and 2.5 point favorite.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins here. I can't do it. I can't pick the Patriots. Don't have it in me. And I think the Dolphins are a great team. They got that defense. It's Tua time. I'm always about Tua time. I think the Dolphins are going to come out and beat them.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins probably will. If the only thing that's kind of slight wild card here is if you get that what's it called? It's moving that way, Hurricane Lee. If they get a bunch of rain there from that, but they're still able to play and that kind of mucks things up, Patriots might end up with a 13-10, 10-7 kind of game that maybe the Patriots ended up eking out on a cover, but if the weather stays clear, I think the Dolphins beat them handily. And Dolphins win, pretty definitely 3 or more, which at this 2.5, 2. Dolphins are a good play. If it stays the way it is, 2.5, 2, 1.5, I definitely would take the Dolphins. Even more, I think the Dolphins win by a touchdown or more because Tua just looks good slinging it around, and I don't think the Patriots can have much of an answer for the amount of weapons the Dolphins throw at you and their speed. I think the Dolphins definitely cover this.
No, then the cheetah, they can't stop the cheetah.
Yeah, even and then if you try to hone in on the cheetah, you got Jalen Waddle, Barrios, and then
Right.
the guy with the great name, River Craycraft, coming at you too.
They're just stacked. You can't stop the Dolphins now.
Yeah. All right. Then two Monday night games. First one being Saints Panthers. You got the Saints is a 3-point favorite against the Panthers.
The Saints.
Saints. Yeah, Saints are a good play here. Panthers look pretty bad. Rookie QB. Against a defense that'll confuse them. I think the Saints win by 4 or more here.
Yeah, and then the defense and the rookie QB, I think they're going to come out and just lock them down. Especially in a Monday night game. It's
All right, and then final Monday night game, Browns Steelers.
I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
Yeah, I think the same thing happens. I think we got a overreaction to both games. Steelers got blown out by a really good team, and the Browns blew out a team that started slow last year and maybe just started slow again this year. I think the Steelers win this one.
Yeah, because I think everybody's overreacting to how bad the Bengals looked against the Browns last week. So everybody's going to put money on. Everybody's going to flood into the Browns and Deshaun Watson, even though he didn't look like that amazing. I think it was more just the poor play of the Bengals looking deflated and not ready.
Short fields and all that sort of thing. He didn't really blow the doors off the Bengals defense.
No,
Steelers play good defense. Browns defense isn't what the 49ers is. I think they put some points on the board and find a way to win this rivalry game.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, I'll let you go first this week. We'll do the same thing again. Two that you really like.
All right, two picks that I really like, and that I want to say Cardinals.
Cardinals cover against the Giants. All right.
Cardinals cover against the Giants for sure. And then the Bears against the Bucks.
All right. I'll go same one. Bears to win against the Bucks. I think Fields has a lot of pressure on him. Starts out 0-2. This is the year he needs to get something done. And especially two games at the beginning of the season that you would have thought were winnable, the Packers and then the Bucks. They need to get one of these two. And I think they're going to find a way to win. And then the other one, I think, is I think the Jets cover. I think they keep it single digits. I think they get a cover against the Cowboys in Dallas.
The Jet, okay. Wow.
Just a cover. I don't think they'll pull off the win, but I think they'll keep it single digits.
Do you have any locks this week? You think that are a lock, like a for sure?
Nah, I think it's still tough to call. I think we'll get a better idea. Some of these spreads are still a little tough to call. Maybe next week we'll pick a lock ahead of time next week and have it scroll across the screen.
All right.
We'll do our locks first.
That about wraps up our show, everybody. Make sure you hit that like button and follow us for more picks next week. We'll be back here, same time, same channel, maybe same time. But check our Twitter account. This is my Twitter, @TheChrisHall. This is Juan de Mayo. And we'll see you all next week with more sports NFL picks.
All right.
Peace out.